Um, Good day, residents of Tshwane, as well as the media here present today. We, as a Democratic Alliance in the city of Tshwane, saw it fit that we respond to the current things that are happening in the city, and especially the recent ones that we saw. The ANC press conference just ended a short while ago, where they have announced and made pronouncements around the city manager. I am here today in my capacity as the chief whip of the party, and on my right side, I am with Cllr Brink, who is the leader of Caucus in Council for the Democratic Alliance. He will read out the statement for the party and our position on the recent announcement by the African National Congress and the DA's plan of action going forward on the issue of the city manager. Cilliers?
Thank you very much, Ofentse. Yesterday, I wrote to Tshwane Mayor Dr. Nasipi Moya to express our concern about attacks by the ANC and other parties in her coalition on the appointment of Johan Mettler as the municipal manager of Tshwane in September 2022. I warned the mayor against any move to have Mettler's appointment terminated or to use baseless legal arguments to pressure him to resign. Aside from the flimsy legal attack on Mettler's appointment, mouthed by the ANC also at their press conference, there is a clear intention by the ANC coalition in Tshwane to replace Mettler, who is an independent, non-political professional, with one of their own deployed cadres. On a number of occasions, Mettler has also been attacked by the EFF. Obakeng Ramabodu, the EFF Tshwane leader and member of the mayoral committee, has said in the council that he wants to get rid of Mettler. He's also made several accusations against him without any evidence, including that he has leaked confidential information. The most notable of these attacks happened when it became clear that the city would not drop its case against the so-called Rooiwal 5, city officials implicated in an irregular tender award to a consortium belonging to Edwin Sodi for the upgrade of the Rooiwal wastewater treatment plant. Whatever legal pretext the ANC coalition devises, the point is that the party doesn't want somebody in that position of municipal manager who exercises independent judgment and who doesn't bend to party political loyalty and pressure. And let me just say something here about the importance of good, independent, professional municipal managers. The reason why so many municipalities in this country fail is because instead of appointing folks like Mettler to the position of municipal manager, the councils appoint recycled politicians. This is the practice of cadre deployment. Now, unlike the mayor, the municipal manager is not meant to be a politician. To be sure, the mayor and the municipal manager must work alongside each other. And a good mayor will soon realize that he or she needs a good city manager in order to keep the promises that the mayor made to the electorate. And this is also a lesson that we have learned in Tshwane on several occasions. Now let me turn to the reason the ANC believes that it would be able to set aside Mettler's appointment on technical grounds. First, they attacked the composition of his interview panel. Now they claim that Mettler lacked the qualifications and experience when he was appointed. Section 12 sub 3 of the regulations on the appointment of senior managers in terms of the Municipal Systems Act set out what the interview panel for the municipal manager should look like. That panel that recommended Mettler's appointment was in compliance with the regulations. Had it not been, then the MEC for local government in Gauteng would have flagged an irregularity in the appointment process back when it happened in 2022. The MEC got a full report on the appointment process. No such flag was raised by the MEC, and no investigation was ordered by the MEC into any such matter. As for Mettler's qualifications and experience, he served as the municipal manager in Drakenstein, Nelson Mandela Bay, where, incidentally, an ANC minister got him to lead the intervention team in that city in 2015. In fact, Mettler's experience goes back to the 1990s when he was involved in the drafting of the white paper on local government. He is one of the most experienced local government practitioners still in service. Mettler also holds the legislated minimum competencies required in terms of the Municipal Finance Management Act. I can confirm, as mayor during that period of time, that during the course of 2023, Mettler set out to complete the necessary courses and has since obtained that same qualification. In any event, as with the previous objection, the Minister of Finance and National Treasury never raised any concern about Mettler's competencies under the MFMA. We note the press conference of the ANC today, and they've clearly shown their hand. The intention is to call a special meeting in order to validate or invalidate Mettler's appointment. In other words, to rest on a legal technical argument to undo that appointment which was made almost 2 years ago. The DA, as a party represented in the council, will oppose any such attempt. We are also consulting our lawyers as to advise us to how to act to prevent such report from serving. In conclusion, the important point now is for the Mayor of Tshwane, Dr. Nasipi Moya, to make her position clear on whether she agrees with her coalition partners that Mettler should be fired. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody. That is the statement, and it will be this is the time for us to interact with those. Please state your media house, and we'll be able to take those questions. Yes, sir.
Tato Kholola from News 24. If it is coming to light that the interview panel was irregular at the sense, would the DA rather not encourage an investigation to prove it correct, as opposed to calling it a technical legality? If I understand that the DA always values process and following correct process. Yeah, that's my question.
Okay.
Okay. Any other? Okay. Only Tato.
All right. Let me address the technicality of the objection. Municipal managers appointed in terms of Section 12 sub 3 of the regulations on the appointment of senior managers. The composition of that panel is the executive mayor, a councillor nominated by council, and an expert in whatever you're advertising for, which is obviously the position of city manager. The panel must be between 3 and 5 members. There is no requirement in those regulations that only one councillor can serve on the panel. And I believe the reason why this composition issue has arisen is because of some circular issued by the DG of Cllr back in 2022. It's important to note that ministerial regulations cannot be amended by a circular. You issue a circular if you want to explain something or dictate a process, but you can't amend a regulation with a circular. A circular is issued by a DG, a regulation is issued by the minister. The regulations have never been amended, and we believe that from a legal technical point of view, there's no basis to say that that panel was incorrectly put together. The other consideration, of course, because you have to look beyond the technicalities. The other consideration is this is almost 2 years ago. Johan Mettler has been the city manager since the 1st of September 2022. And if this issue was never raised in the how many months that he was in the position, that he interacted with the Gauteng provincial government, with the National Treasury, from a purely labor law point of view, how would you justify undoing that appointment? I think this is a transparent attempt to get rid of somebody who is, an unmovable object to an irresistible force trying to loot in Tshwane. The irony is that Mettler now finds himself in pretty much the same position that he did when he was municipal manager of Nelson Mandela Bay. He was recruited to that position by Pravin Gordhan with the intervention. Danny Jordan was the mayor in 2015. And when the ANC lost that election in the Bay in 2016, Mettler, who was initially an ANC appointee or appointed under an ANC council, was retained by Athol Trollip and his coalition government under the DA. And then Athol Trollip was removed from his position as mayor because a coalition partner switched sides. It's almost the same story in Tshwane. I was removed as mayor because a coalition partner changed sides. And back in the day, in the Bay, the coalition of corruption spent an incredible amount of money to get rid of Mettler. They ended up not winning that case, but I think Mettler left there with his reputation intact. The mayor that tried to get rid of Mettler back then, Mayor Bobane, who sadly passed away of COVID-19, was being investigated up until his death for fraud and corruption. And that's the reason why they wanted to get rid of Mettler. Tshwane was very fortunate to have this highly qualified, highly experienced, non-political city manager apply for the job. And the city needs him to finish that. The financial rescue is not done. It hasn't been completed. The organizational culture of the city hasn't been perfected. There is still the case against the likes of the Rooiwal Five that is very important to see to the end, no matter whether it's a DA mayor or an ANC mayor or a proxy mayor from whatever of the coalitions. So that was an important point for me also to make. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other follow-ups? If there are none, thank you very much for your time and for your audience. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Can you get Africans?
Yes, I can. I just have to
Thank you.